Hello, good whenever it is for you now. This is Arigoto, and the game is still opening, and I feel the lag already, and I forgot to capture chat, and I didn't get my coffee, and my model froze, and my laptop is overheating. What's happening? Why do I keep forgetting capturing chat? This is annoying. Almost there, wait. Almost. Every time I get really excited that I am gonna start streaming a visual novel, and then I regret it, but then I have fun too. But my god, alright, chat code should be captured now. The game is also open now. But first let me lower the resolution a bit. Alright, it's game capture today because I'm not gonna play on the other screen anymore. I'm tired. My vision is tired. So yeah, we've destroyed the door. And now we're gonna see what's gonna happen. Also, as I said, I didn't get my coffee yet, so I'm gonna be getting it really soon. After I finish my tea. Because I can barely open my eyes now. But anyways, Zalet in her left hand and the shotgun in her right. Yoko walks up to the door, takes a deep breath, then she kicks the door open, putting her full weight behind the blow. With a disappointingly feeble sound, the door breaks off of its hinges and falls into the room. Dust billows like white smoke in the beam of Ryoko's light. The room is large, at least 35 meters square. The tiled floor is set with a range grates, and there is no mistaking with operating table. And there is no mistaking the operating table sitting in the middle of the room. Cabinets full of enamelware. Okay, you know what? This is not because I'm not awake. This is because this English is stupid. What is these words? And rugs line one side on the space. And against the opposite wall stand a writing desk and bookshelves. Those things Koji recognizes. The mysterious subjects clattering on the table and shelves, however, are beyond his comprehension. Mirrors delicately engraved with complex patterns, grotesque statues and masks that must have been left by a race of savages. Tapestries woven in the nauseating arrays of color. A crystal ball, a crystal ball the size of an infant's head. And would fetch a hefty price at an antique store. If not for the one thing they all have in common, every last piece is so loathsome and full that Koji feels sick just looking at it. It as though each was designed for the sole sinister purpose of immortal, immortalizing its creator's hatred of the world. Rare-looking books of the sort that he found on Ogai's home are piled here and there, and on the shelf are and on one shelves are stacked some scrolls that look to be made of some kind of sheepskin or papyrus. Whatever it is, it's not paper. Finally, there are indecipherable chalk patterns and symbols filling every available space on the walls. Even the two sliding back blackboards are covered in strange, unreadable scribblings. Just looking at them makes Koji dizzy. Actually, having your important notes and researches just scrapped everywhere like this, not in order, this is gonna make your research even harder, man. It's gonna make it almost impossible, even if you found out something.
見るんじゃない。
No, look, Ryoko snaps at me.
いいか、ここから動くな。絶対に何かに触ったりするな。目を引くようなものがあっても見つめたりしちゃいけない。
Why though? Oh my god, I am so goddamn laggy. I don't care.
まずいと思ったらすぐに目をそらして自分の靴を見ろ。わかった。
Right. Ryoko switches her lights fluorescent runners on and sits it on a nearby table where it can illuminate the whole room. She then holsters her shotgun, only to pull out an even more confusing set of tools, a digital camera and a can of spray paint. Sorry to who. No one is here anyways. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. I've got a cup of coffee. I'm unstoppable now. The third one for today. I think I'm gonna die of a heart attack. Yeah, I don't really mind. Okay, I've read that already. She gives the can in her left hand a good shake, switching the camera in her right hand on, and steps up to the blackboard while looking at the camera's side-mounted screen. After recording one set of symbols, she covers it with a thick layer of paint, then moves on to the next. Oh. Oh, she's destroying the evidence after taking a copy of it.
先生。
レッスン1、妙な図形やラテン語の文章とかは絶対に読むな、見つめるな。
Very true. Actually, very true. Please tell everyone, please tell people on horror movies that. I had a nice comment, but I can't comprehend words at this point. Can I switch to my language, please?
機械の目で記録しておいて、後で注意深く調べればいい。現物はその場で塗りつぶすか何かして破壊しろ。
Perfect. That's exactly what she's doing. Now that she mentioned that Koji realizes that she's only looking at the screen of her camera. Even then, only short glimpses and never directly at any of the drawings. He understands what she's saying, but it still doesn't make any sense. Maybe psychologically it's bad.
一体どういう。
It would do something to your mind if you just stared at it for
こ
too
こまで
long.
深入りしたんなら工学のために黙って聞いておけ。あと水晶球とか鏡の類も危ない。下手に壊すとヤブヘビになったりするから、とりあえず布でもかぶせるかペンキを浴びせて封印しろ。
She begins to fear that this doctor might be even crazier than Fuminori. What? Bro, she's giving the most logical solutions ever so you don't hit yourself on a freaking horror movie plot. Despite the burst of energy he received from the vodka, Koji is still exhausted from his night in the well. The fear is affecting his body, making him dizzy and nauseous. Okay, I don't know if this is my own mental thing. Like, I know coffee takes at least like 20 minutes to start for the caffeine to start hitting, but I don't know, man. For me, it hits immediately, most of the time. Like, I feel I'm awake now. I think it's just a mental thing. I don't know. I mean, if it's a mental thing, I would love to keep it. Anyways, soon the walls are covered in black paint, and the still air is thick with the smell of turpentine.
とりあえずこんなところか。
That should do for now, Ryoko says with relief, then tosses the empty can aside and puts away her video camera.
オーガイって人はどうなったんです。
What happened to Ogai? Koji asks, supporting himself against a nearby table.
ああ、そこにいたよ。
I mean, yeah, we know he was here, but where is he now? Without stopping examining her examination of the papers on the writing table, Ryoko points nonchalantly to a Chinese-style screen standing in one corner of the room. He was there. Her clinical choice of tense makes her meaning instantly obvious. He's dead? Wait, he's dead or he was here moments ago? No, I don't think moments ago. This place is covered with dust. The urge to see for himself is irresistible. Irresistible. Is he dead? Koji staggers across the room to the screen, taking the utmost care not to look at the scaly octopus thing that is painted on it. Behind the screen is a large easy chair. Although he never met the man before, Koji is fairly certain that the person sitting in it is Ogai Masahiko. Wait, he's dead? There? He died there? On his place? Oh my god. Oh my god. He's dead. And it seems like really long ago. Ogai's corpse must have shrunk significantly while drying in his sealed chamber. The body is barely the size of a child's, with only the business suit hanging from the bones, offering any hint of Ogai's former stature. His empty eye sockets and wide-open jaw are filled with darkness, the same darkness that surrounded Koji in the bottom of the well. Compared to those gaping voids, to these gaping voids, the tiny hole in Ogai's right temple is almost demure. The revolver that he presumably used to kill him. Wait, what? Wait, why? Is still clenched in his dangling right hand. It looks like a child's toy compared to Ryuko's shotgun. Wait, if she knew he's dead long ago, what is the shotgun for? She knew about Sai already? Ryuko must have noticed Ogai's corpse while she was spray painting the walls, and still she kept working without patting an eyelash. Impressive, though not exactly surprising after what he's been through. It's getting difficult to remember the last time he spoke to someone sane. I had something to say. What was I about to say? Why is she taking evidence? Like, she's taking it to cure the people who had the symptoms, right? Or is she planning to continue it? I don't know, man. It seems like the doctor is gonna turn out to be a bad person at the end. And I don't really want this to happen. Like, come on, man. We at least one good person in this whole game. Well, we've had one, but we've had a couple. And they're all dead. Or worse than dead. But if not for her, Koji reminds himself with a bitter smirk. He would have ended up joining his mummified corpse here, and no one would have ever found him. Koji's vision suddenly dims. He pushed himself too hard, and the spiritus vodka can't help him anymore. He collapses to the floor, unable to hang on his slipping consciousness. And the last thing he sees are Ogai Masahiko's gaping eye sockets staring at him. Oh, he's so tired now. You know, at this point, if I was Koji, I would have just left the town. Just go to a new house. Bro, I can't live like this anymore after if all this happened to me. I would just leave and start a new life. When he wakes, Koji finds himself lying on something dry and soft. Are we still in Ogai's place? Are we still there? Or did we leave already? A bed is a bed, he thinks to himself, even one that smells of mold and dust, and especially after sleeping in cold mud all night. Oh, they are still in Ogai's place. There are no lights hanging from the ceiling, but the soft warm light of lamp fills the room. Simple furnishing, non-existent decor. Koji realizes that he's in Ogai's cabin. In the bedroom that he searched before Fuminori pushed him into the well. She's studying it now. Yeah, I don't think the doctor is a bad person. Like, she wouldn't have bothered about Koji, like, at all. Unless she wants something from him, and I don't think she needs anything from him at this point. Yoko's sitting in a chair against the wall, her expression blank as she studies the pile of documents on the table in front of her. She must have brought them up from Ogai's underground lab. She turns the page, then takes a bite from the sandwich in her free hand. I don't think so. Even though he needs. Without looking up from the files, she gestures toward the convenience store bag sitting on the nightstand. Which you can't imagine that a woman, even a woman like Ryoko, could have climbed out the well with him on her back. Yeah, I figured it out too. I think there was just an exit from the lab to the cabin somehow. Yeah, sure, alright. Ryoko matters taking care not to let the explanation interfere with her reading or eating.
苦労して破ってみたら別荘のボイラー室に出た。反対側は薄くモルタルを塗って隠してあったんだな。隠し部屋に機材を運び込んでからドアを塞いで、その後は井戸から出入りしていたんだろう。周到なもんだ。
そこまでして隠さなきゃならないものがあの部屋にあったんですか？
You're really asking. Isn't it obvious?
昔はね、それにさっきまでも。
There used to be. This is the last of it. Having finished her sandwich, Ryoko picks up some unsorted papers with her free hand and waves them in the air.
世界中の研究者が誰もかも学会で演壇に登ってリサイタルをやりたがるわけじゃないのさ。自分一人が秘密に通じて、最後には自分のしたいもろとも秘密の墓穴にしまい込んで満足するような、そういう変態野郎もいるんだよ。
Why such people exist? Why is there people like that? Which still hasn't the slightest idea what Ogai's secret might have been. From what Ryoko said in that tunnel, however, he can guess that Fuminori is somehow involved.
Fuminoriはどうなっちまったんですか?
Koji asks desperately, no longer caring who he gets answers from.
地下の死体とFuminoriと一体どういう関係があるんです？先生は一体何を追いかけてるんです？
Give the guy an answer. Like, come on.
今それを調べてるところだよ。
She doesn't even know. Ryoko replies coldly as though Koji's concerns are none of hers.
私が咲坂君から聞いたところによると、彼は王外の親族から調査を頼まれているという話。
And you've never asked who the hell was that relative?
ええ。それは俺も聞いてます。
ん？そうか、一貫してるんだな。
You are consistent. consistent lie. Ryoko pulled several sheets of the loose leaf paper from a different file.
だが王外に血縁者はいない。私は咲坂君が嘘をついているものとばかり思っていた。
We all know he was lying. But then why is he really searching?
だが、もう一つの可能性を考えて。
I know the answer, by the way. I'm trying to help them. I'm not this dumb. I was
王外の親族を名乗る何者かにそそのかされていたのかもしれない。
Why is his glasses not working? Tricked by someone. Yeah, this. Ryoko pauses, then looks sidelong at Koji.
サヤという名前に心当たりは？
Did he ever mention Saya in front of him? I don't think so.
さや？いえ、誰なんですか？
さて誰なのか何なのか読めば読むほどわからなくなっていく。
Okay, see, she reached the name. She sighs bitterly, then returns her attention to the paper in her hand.
間違いなく言えるのは、そいつが王外の研究の核にあるものらしいということだけだ。
Project Saya.
もし咲坂君がこのサヤと呼ばれるものとすでに深く関わっているのなら、彼はもう引き返せないところまで踏み込んでいるということになる。
Oh. I mean, I didn't have any hopes in saving him anyways. He can go to hell. The icy certainty in Ryoko's voice sends a chill down Koji's
だ
spine.
としたらどうするつもりなんです、文則を。
He has to ask, even though he already knows the
さ
answer.
っきも言ったよね。1年前の私も手元に銃を持ってればってどれだけ後悔したか知れないんだ。もう二度と後悔するつもりはない。
She's gonna kill him. And Koji, you cannot argue that, okay? Where's my glasses? I'm gonna be honest, I'm starting to sense an annoying pattern on my streams where I start the stream. I play the game, especially with visual novels. I struggle with reading. And then I decide, you know what, maybe because I'm sleepy. I go make coffee. It's still the first 10 minutes of the stream. I drink my coffee. I'm awake for a couple of minutes, and now I'm sleepy again. And then I realize that, oh, maybe my eyes is maybe it's hard for me to read because my vision is blurry. Maybe it's because I don't have my glasses on. I go make my glasses, and in my way, I hit my microphone and it falls down, making a loud noise. That's a pattern that's been going for a really long time that I am starting to get annoyed, scared. I don't know. But it's been happening a lot, again and again and again. I need a new model. I need one so bad. Oh yeah, so I also figured out that there is a lot of things I wanna work on, and I will have to at some point quit my job to have enough time. But then I can't quit my job at least before 2 months. Need to spend 2 more months before I quit it. Now this is gonna get tough and it's gonna be really annoying with my family and my managers. But I don't really care. I believe that if there is something you wanna do, you better do it before you get involved in the real life, where you should get a job for the rest of your life, have your own life, your own house, your own savings, your own spendings. So if there is something you really wanna do, you better try to do it now, when you still have the time for it, so you don't regret it later. And here I am, giving wise words to no one. Nobody asked. And this was the most harsh way to be told nobody asked. Because nobody's here. How ironic. I'm not being depressing, by the way, I'm just talking, wasting some time while I clean my glasses. This is why you should never leave me in a chatting stream. Because that's how I chat, I just state facts. Alright.
俺が警察に行けば済むことです。
Oh yeah, I think this is better now. Yeah, I can see better, of course, because I have glasses, but yeah, I need to change it immediately. No, it's not gonna be over by the police, for God's sake, Koji. Ryoko doesn't respond as though she didn't even hear what Koji just said.
文則がやったことは殺人未遂です。俺が訴えれば、あいつは犯罪者として。
What's your evidence?
目撃者は、物証は、咲坂君が君を殺す動機は。
Here you go. How are you gonna answer this? You don't have any answers for this.
なあ、トノ君。君は警察の仕事についてひどく勘違いしている。
Completely misunderstands the police, what the police do, of course.
彼らの職分は正義を貫くことでも、市民の安全を守ることでもない。
Unfortunately, yeah, that's true.
そんな。
不条理な物事について、きちんと条理に沿った体裁を整える。これが警察っていう役所の仕事だ。
Oh my god, this is a perfect description to the police's job.
彼らの思考はいつだってより理解しやすい方、より説明しやすい方に傾いていく。それこそ水が低い方へ低い方へと流れていくように。事実がどうあろうと彼らには興味ない。彼らが感知するところではないんだよ。小説より奇なる事実なんてものは。
You sound experienced.
そこまで決めつけることないでしょう。話してみなければわかりませんよ。
そう、わからない。そこが問題だ。
Exactly, Ryoko states as she pulls another sandwich out of the bag. That's the problem. She hasn't spared Koji a second glance since looking at him earlier. Even while talking, her attention is always focused on the papers in front of her.
君が錯乱した親友の手で井戸に落とされたと主張する。すると、警察はあと2つばかり真実の候補を用意するだろう。君が狂言自殺で親友を陥れようとしてるとか。あるいはもっとシンプルに、事故で井戸に落ちた君が錯乱して親友を疑ってるとか。
Oh, that's even worse.
この3案のどれかが捜査っていうレースで勝ちを競うわけだ。勝ち馬は誰にもわからない。こんな博打に君は寝台潰すまでかける気かい？
Koji has no response. Can he really explain with cold? Can he really explain with cold clear logic drove Fuminori to do what he did? How can he converse anyone else when he doesn't even understand himself? Okay, this is going really.
そして一番の問題は君がそういうランチキ騒ぎに手こずっている隙に先坂文則を追い詰めるチャンスを逃すことだよ。
I'm trying to check how much left for me to finish the game. Okay, I almost spoiled something on myself again. I really should stop doing that. Like, really. There's a bit problem. Ryuko says calmly, cutting into Koji's thoughts. While you are raising hell with the police, we'll lose our chance to corner Sakisaka.
身辺で火の手が上がれば、彼は手遅れになる前にさっさと姿をくらますだろう。そうやってまた万事が振り出しに戻る。
She makes sense. You have a point. She pauses to take a bite of her sandwich before finishing.
私が鴎外を取り逃がしたようにね。
Oh! As I said, she talks like she experienced that already. She told the police before. If silence falls upon them, with only the soft rustle of pages turning in Ryoko's hands, to mark the passage of time.
教えてくださいよ、先生。
Please tell me, Doctor. Koji says, his hushed voice breaking through the quiet.
あなたが警察を差し置いてまで処刑しようなんて思うほど、そこまで許しがたいことって何なんです？鴎外って人は、あの地下室で何をやってたんですか？
I mean, she told you before. That's what she's looking for now. Once again, Ryu ignores Koji's question. This time, however, Koji doesn't back down. His silent glare demands her attention as she pores through the documents before her. After some time, Ryuko rearranges the papers in her hands and sets them aside as through having come to some conclusion. She then turns her chair to face Koji for the first time since he awoke.
なあ、殿君。
Listen, Tono. Her hard stare belies the calmness of her voice.
君はここいら辺で降りた方がいい。ナスカ日光の温泉でゆっくり羽を伸ばして、何もかも忘れる気になってから東京に戻ってきなさい。
This is the best solution, Koji. Please, that's literally what I said moments ago. Please do that.
忘れろと。
Koji feels anger rise within him.
近江は俺の恋人でした。
Oh my
文
god,
則
okay,
は
have
俺
a
の親友
point.
でした。それを忘れろと。
He's right though.
そうだ、忘れろ。これは提案じゃない。警告だ。
This isn't a suggestion, it's a warning.
今まではどうであれ。これからの君の人生に、その二人は一切関わりを持たないだろう。断言してもいい。
You'll never see them again. This is so sad to hear.
じゃあ、
man.
筑波は
You'll never see Tsukuba too.
彼女はどうなる？あの子は電話口で俺に助けを求めてた。どこかでひどい目に遭わされてたんだ。
Can someone fix her? Can she be fixed?
そりゃ何十時間前の話かね。
Oh god.
私が君を助けてから何時間経ったと思う？そうでなければ、井戸の中の君があと何時間持ったと思う？
She shakes her head and declares coldly.
彼女はとっくに死んでるだろう。誰もが君ほど幸運だなんて思わない方がいい。
Oh god.
あんたは
She's not hurtless. I mean, bro. Okay, she sounds really hurt her saying it, but this is the truth, unfortunately.
あの井戸で俺の死体を見つけても、あんた、なんとも思わなかったんだろうな。
What does she have to do with that?
そりゃ覚悟してたからね。まさか生きてるとは思わなかったよ。
It is futile to argue with this woman. Koji realizes her values are fundamentally different from his own. Nothing he can say will ever move her. Koji gets out of the bed and stands on shaky legs.
どのくらい俺は寝てたんです。
ざっと半日ばかり。消耗した後速やかに休息が取れるってのは羨ましいね。
Privilege of youth.
若いうちだけだよ。そういう無茶が効くのは。
Koji looks at his watch and sees that it's 4 in the morning, which means that it was already early evening when Ryoko rescued him. He can't believe that he survived in that well for almost 2 days. Now that his gaps in his memory have been filled and his sense of time has returned, he realizes that it's already Sunday morning. Ryoko's right, a lot of time has passed since he spoke to Yoho on the phone. Come on now, we can fix her. You can still be fixed. Come on, it's not too late, right? She still can be fixed. She still can survive, right? Please. It's just a psychological thing. She just needs someone to psychoanalyze something her and just bring her back. It's not that hard. So can I make a trick and make it look like a full screen? Like, I know I've lost some of the screen at this point, but I wouldn't leave text, right? Let me just go like this. How is that? He grabs a sports drink and 2 jelly packs from the bag of food that Ryoko brought, then heads for the door. His legs are still a little unsteady, but he can compensate for that with sheer willpower.
念のため聞かせてもらうが、どこに行くつもりだい？
東京へ。
Koji replies, Oh, right, he agreed.
つくば陽はまだ間に合うかもしれない。彼女を助けに行きます。
Oh, never mind. I've misunderstood it. Okay, Koji, if you are gonna do something stupid, at least go back with Tsukuba. Come on.
人の話を聞かないやつだね、君は。
聞く耳持たないのはお互い様でしょう。
Who's expecting Ryoko to watch him go with that cold, mocking smile of hers. Instead, however, she sighs heavily and rests her jaw in her hands.
もう少し待つ気はないか。こいつのどこかに。
She thrusts her chin at the mountain of papers in front
オ
of
ーガイ
her.
がサヤと名付けたものが何だったのか、答えが隠されてるはずだ。そいつを突き止めて、ちゃんと対策を講じてから動くべきだと私は思う。
筑波が死んでると決めてかかってるあんたなら当然そう思うでしょうね。
I don't like how the screen looks. Okay, how about what if I remove the background? Oh wait, but then I'm gonna be completely... Okay, would that filter work? not even there. Okay, then last resort. You can see my outline a bit now. That's the best I can do. Right. In truth, Koji is extremely uneasy about going it alone. Then don't hide it. At the same time, however, he knows that he mustn't depend on Ryoko. She's made it clear that she doesn't care about saving lives. Teaming up with her will only make it more difficult to salvage something, anything out of this nightmare.
Tono-kun.
Ryoko calls just before Koji steps out the door.
仮にも一度は殺されかかってるんだ。もう二度と殺されるな。
Treasure your life, you almost lost it. She picks something up from the table and tosses it to Koji. I mean, you know what? I can't really blame him. Like he's a Chad for still having hopes on saving his friends, but I don't know. I can't really blame him. Wait, she tosses the shotgun? When she catches it, it feels solid weight fill his hand. How? Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought she threw the shotgun to him. I was like, how could you throw something that heavy? She stares at the menacing shape of cold metal. It's a revolver, the same one that was clenched in Ogai's skeletal fist.
あと4発入ってる。安全装置はない。引き金を引くだけで弾が出る。
Oh, so he wasn't playing Russian roulette?
どこでどう使うかは君の判断に任せるよ。
Self-protection, Koji. Yeah, she actually still cares. If Koji were his unusual cautious self, he would not hesitate to reject the dangerous offering. The only time you truly need a gun is when all hope is lost. He would prefer not to fight a losing war. Yet without even knowing it, Koji has already set foot in Ryoko's world, choosing instinct over reason. He accepts the small but deadly weapon and stuffs it into his pocket. There is no question that Koji intends to save Yo and bring Fuminori to answer for his crimes. In the back of his mind, however, he can hear the footsteps of ruin approaching. Can Saya be killed? Like normal people? That was never tested before, I believe. When he steps out of the cabin's front door, Koji shivers as the wind tears into his skin. No surprise, the outside air is even colder than the mud in the bottom of the well. Perhaps the cramped space mitigated the cold somewhat. If he had been exposed to this chill all night long, he would surely have frozen to death. When he finds two cars parked in the yard, the smaller car next to his must be Ryoko's. Thanks God Fumiori didn't destroy his car. When he sits behind the wheel of his car, he gets some relief from the feeling that he has taken the first step, however small, back into his world. He sips the sports drink, wetting his parched throat, then washes down some jelly. His stomach rebels at the sudden influx of food after 36 hours on empty, but he manages to force down the urge to vomit. Koji needs the energy. No matter how hard it is, he must regain enough stamina to overcome the challenges ahead. After forcing down as much food as he can handle, Koji leans back in his seat and takes a short break. When he begins to feel like himself again, he reaches onto the back seat and pulls his spare cell phone out of his bag. He never expected that carrying two phones would be such a stroke of luck. You have two phones? Oh yeah, I was about to say, if you had a freaking second phone, why didn't you use it? But then I realized it was on the car, not with him. Oh yeah, he got a new phone. Oh my god, the foreshadowing. They were preparing for this. As he calls up Fuminori's... Excuse me, what? Wait, I'm actually shocked by the stupidity. This guy tried to kill you and he believes you are dead now. You are presumed dead now. Why would you waste this immediately? As he calls up Fuminori's number and prepares to hit send, Koji is overcome by a flood of emotion. I actually double-checked if I read right. I was like, am I too sleepy? Or did he just did something really stupid? Rage, despair, sorrow, pity. He is unable to decide what to feel toward his friends. However, there is no time to dwell on his past. Every second lost diminishes the chance of saving Omi, and Omi is dead. And the rest of her is on the fridge. Koji refuses to consider that it may already be too late. He sees himself and presses the button, then holds the phone to his ear and it rings. Why would you do that? The shrill sound seemed to go on for longer than it ever has in his life. Right now, Fuminori's phone must be displaying the name of the caller. Koji wonders what his reaction will be when he sees it. You fucking idiot! I am really angry right now. The call goes through. In the silence of the other end of the phone, Koji senses surprise, apprehension, and dark fury. Feeling slightly gratified, Koji delivers the first jab. Not only that, you also probably killed the last chance to save Yo.
Yo, そんなに意外か、死人からの電話は。驚いたね。どうやって。
The audacity to answer. As Koji is about to answer, an idea suddenly comes.
井戸の底に仕掛けがあったのさ。地下の隠し部屋に行くためのな。
What? He pauses to let that sink in. Then, with satisfaction filling his voice, he says, "Okay, he's trying to lure him here. But what's your plan? At least tell Ryoko." Fuminori's gasp tells Koji that the advantage is his. Keeping his voice bold, he decides to further exaggerate the truth.
何もかも分かった。サヤってやつのことも全部。お前たちは終わりだよ、文則。
Ryoko said she wasted the last chance for her to catch Ogai because she told the police. And then what did Koji do? Call the police? No. He called Fuminori himself.
Nani mo ka mo barashite yaru. Tokoro kamawazu ni buchimakete yaru. Shouko wa chanto sorotteru kara na.
It's obvious from Fuminori's tune that rage has overwhelmed his reason. Koji's bluff is working perfectly. His victory is tainted, however, as Fuminori's response to the name Saya brings a cry of anguish from the corner of his heart that still wants to believe his friend can be saved.
咲坂君がこの鞘と呼ばれるものとすでに深く関わっているのなら
Because words play back in his head, sounding even colder than before.
彼はもう引き返せないところまで踏み込んでいる
He mustn't allow emotion to sway him.
海のり、近江と筑波はどこだ?
Omi's dead and Yoh is pit. Koji suddenly switches topics, trying to keep Fuminori off balance. It all comes down to
俺にだっ
this.
て情けはある。お前の出方次第では考えんでもない。お前がこれ以上誰も傷つけないというのなら、俺にしたことは忘れてやる。この別荘で見つけたことも。俺だってこれ以上、お前と鞘に関わり合いを持つのは願い下げなんだ。近江たちさえ無事に戻ればいい。近江とようね。
He can give you a Yoh, but Omi... Fuminori's voice trails off. He's obviously trying to decide how far Koji can be trusted, and whether there is room for negotiation. Fuminori has been called out, and now it's time for him to show his hand. She's gonna tell him? Fuminori pauses, then gives a knowing chuckle that sends chill up Koji's spine. Why is he chuckling?
お前のところにいるんだな。
Koshi's relief to learn Yo's location is that she is at least still alive. Yeah, but she can be fixed. She definitely can be fixed. She can be fixed. Everything can be fixed nowadays. Everything can be treated nowadays. Mental and physical. At the same time, however, he remembers that horrifying phone call. It is clear now that Fuminori played some part in Yo's suffering. Has he already fallen into his trap back then? She. What has happened to her? How is she being treated?
念願かなってようやく僕の持ち物になったんだよ。お前と近江のお膳立てもようやく実を結んだわけだな。
How can he talk this? How can he be like this? Wait, why is he so confident? Koji feels despair settle over his soul. How much lower will this man go? Must Fuminori seek out and destroy every memory of friendship they once shared?
筑波を解放しろ。彼女の安全を確認したら、お前らについての証拠を破棄してやる。信用できるか。そっちが先に。お前に選択の余地を与えるつもりはないよ、文則。
Well, he's not giving you a choice either. If you have papers, he have Yo. And you are bluffing. But for him, he actually have Yo. Koji intensively realizes that it's dangerous to push his bluff any further.
後でまた連絡する。それまでによく考えておけ。
He hangs up without waiting for a response. Funor doesn't know that Koji is still at the cabin in Tochigi. Right, right now, he's probably worrying about whether Koji will show up in 1 hour or 1 minute. Koji hopes that he will be able to take advantage of Fuminori's confusion. 3 hours, that's how long it will take to race the way back to Tokyo. Koji is afraid that his body won't carry him through such a long drive. His mind is clear, but his limbs still feel half asleep, like they are weighted down with lead. Although he knows that he has to stay resolute, Koji still longs for the peace he had just a few days ago, when life or death struggles were the furthest thing from his mind. Back then he could never have imagined himself fighting to rescue a friend from the clutches of a madman. With each passing moment he feels himself becoming less like the person he was. One more thing, the clutches of a madman that also was your friend. When all of this is over, will he be able to return to his old life? Or will this change continue until it has consumed him utterly? Time is against him. Every second that passes is wasted. Even so, he decides to allow himself just 5 minutes of weakness. For exactly 5 minutes, he leans against the steering wheel and cries. Ah, man, I mean, you can't really blame him. And when his tears have run dry and his heart is calm, Koji starts up his car and drives away. Yeah, okay, yep. I knew something is gonna be happening. Where is it? Okay. Wait, you can talk. I mean, he's making her do something, but yeah. Other than that, she can't say words. Okay, I don't think there's anything important here. Other than pain. My pain. Oh, he told Sai that Koji's still alive. Because they have to leave. Of course he's gonna do that. He's gonna run away with her. Alright. Is it safe now? I don't think so. We can travel light and take the Suzumi family car. I'll better withdraw everything that's left in my bank account and carry it as cash. I'll also need a weapon, something more reliable than a butcher's knife. Koji will most likely follow. He thinks that Yo can still be saved. However, I am not abandoning this house just to run away. Wait, are you taking Yo with you? You can't just leave her. She's not that important to you. As long as Koji knows or location, we are stuck in on the defensive. Leaving gives me the chance to regain the initiative and deal with him to place my choosing. The time we meet, I will kill him with my own two hands. I will make sure to wring every last drop of life out of his body. A shiver runs through me as I anticipate the battle ahead, and a bloodlust burns like orgasmic fire. Alright, it's safe now. I hope. Okay, be right back. I need to go to the bathroom really quick. I'm back. When Ryuko looks up, the morning sun is already streaming in through the window. Tired from hours of poring over files, she removes her glasses and massages her aching eyes. Her dreams are always filled with horror, yet the night. Oh wait, she can't see it normally, so she don't have the illness, the agnosia. Her dreams are always filled with horror, yet the night she just spent was more nightmarish than them all. And it's not over. And it's not over yet. She has only just set foot in the threshold. Yeah, and Koji probably ruined your last chance. Your probably last chance to catch whatever you are trying to reach. As expected, the files lifted by Ogai Masahiko were not the sort that Ryoko could simply pick up and read. Fortunately, Ogai had been too old-fashioned to put his trust in electronic media. If he had encrypted his files on a computer, she would have had to find the hacker to decipher them. In fact, he had not employed any kind of code in his writing. That would have been too time consuming by hand. The method of obfuscation he did use was quite simple. Of the files Ryoko pulled from his underground lab, the majority turned out to be notes and theses from Ogai's days as a student. The important papers were the diaries and research notes that had been scattered throughout the piles of worthless scrap. At first, she was unable to understand the documents that she had found. Each sheet was covered with text on one side and blank on the other. This is so messy. Each line was completely unrelated to the next, making it impossible to glean any meaning from the whole. The trick revealed itself, however, while she was sorting the pages that made no sense. She found that each line continued on the same line of different page. In Ogai's diary, for example, the first day began on the first line, then continued not with the next line, but with the first line on the next page. What? Similarly, the second day was the second line, then the third day was the third line, and so on and so forth. After filling all the lines on one set of pages, Ogai had torn them out and scattered them among his other files. Why going through all this? To hide it? There was no regularity to how pages were numbered, of course. Unable to locate any sort of key or legend, Ryoko had no choice but to figure out the page's order manually. Despite knowing that the task would be exhausting, Ryoko set it valiantly after separating all the loose leaf sheets from the jumbled files. She began the painstaking process of linking pages together according to the contents of the first line. She found that Ogai had dismantled and scattered his diary each time he completed a number of days equal to the lines on one page, and had done the same with research notes every 30 pages or so. What? I don't understand. His diary was much easier to restore because the entries varied in length. Later pages had a larger number of blank lines. The page with only one line, therefore, was the last page of the diary, and those with the most blank spaces could be considered closer to the end. Ryuko's perseverance has paid off for she has already succeeded in restoring several volumes of Ogai's diary. Congratulations! You know, I don't care how did you decipher it. I didn't understand a thing from what have been said, but I'm happy for you. As long as you understand it, it's fine. As she reads them, she feels despair raining her spirit as it has so many times before. This cursed feeling of powerlessness that comes with knowing hidden truths. Those who have tasted it once shall be beaten down by it again and again until the day they die. All secrets are connected once you have glimpsed even the tiniest fraction of the world's true face. You have no choice but to watch in horror as the veil rolls itself back inch by inch. All that remains is to wait for the day when insanity will crush your reason under its ever mounting weight. I have succeeded in communicating with the organism. It shows enormous curiosity, and its intelligence is beyond doubt. Is beyond doubt. See research notes from confirmed vocal patterns and body language. In appetite for knowledge is insatiable, insatiable, and its learning speed is off the charts. However, it exhibits absolutely no desire to be recognized as an individual. Its ego appears to be quite weak, suggesting a physique wholly unlike that of a human. The speed of the organism's linguistic development is astounding. When I laughed at this mispronunciations, it immediately When I laughed at its mispronunciations, it immediately picked up the concept of puns. Ever since it has been employing its entire vocabulary. Oh, the stream died. But it just came back. Okay, you know what? I can't understand a thing from what they are saying, and you know what? Streaming at this time after work is not a good idea at all. But at the same time, this is my only option. And now I'm lost. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm gonna just save for now, when I'm still awake. And I'm gonna finish it here. So that's gonna be it for today's stream. Until next time, stay alive. Bye.